Hello, Durud and Shalom. Hi, everyone. I see the chat is already busy. Guys, the king has arisen. The Iranian people are rising up, and it's happening. It's happening. This is the leader that we have all been waiting for. Should I actually just show him on the page? Because some people might not know who I'm talking about. Should I just show it to you, like before I explain what happened? Should I introduce the guy to the people who might be new here? Wow, I see the chat is busy. Jack is here. Heavy Gretel, Sam, Laurie D. Okay, Doomerocracy. I don't know what that is. Jewish Samantha here. Oh, Jewish Samantha. Sorry, I don't know what happened in the last stream. Somebody timed out Jewish Samantha. Guys, don't admins. Do not time out anybody unless they're spamming to the point where their live chat is unusable, right? But let me introduce the king, who is now, well, the Iranian people want him to return. And guys, there was this major event in Munich, Germany, which has been the largest gathering and the unity of the opposition against the Islamic Republic in the history of Iran since the Islamic Revolution. This the amount of unity and coordination and planning, and they have founded a lot of different movements, a lot of different branches, everything. I'm not going to bore you guys with all the detailed plans and the experts involved. And basically, they're creating something like a government in exile ready for when the Islamic Republic collapses to come and take over and fill in the power vacuum. Oh, FLP is here. Hi. And guys, by the way, if I know Israelis in the chat, these are Israeli friendly people, and they have the larger support. I tell you, I promise you guys this. I am all over Iranian social media, and everybody is talking about this, what I'm about to show you today. The largest opposition gathering since 1979's revolution, the Islamic Revolution of 1979, held in Munich, Germany. Yesterday, the official name is the Convention of National Cooperation to Save Iran. The event was a landmark effort to bring together a wide range of Iranian opposition figures to show unity, create a path forward, and prepare for the Islamic Republic's collapse. Let me show you the moment that Reza Pahlavi entered the scene. This was it. Let me play this. Okay, guys, like both the people who love him and hate him right now, inside Iran and outside of Iran, most Iranian accounts are basically talking about this, which shows how big of a deal this is. This convention is a bomb. Like, even the Islamic Republic's newspapers and media are covering this. I mean, by the way, they're trying to cover it, but their coverage of it is that this was unimportant and nothing happened. But the fact that they're all talking about it and everybody is trying to outdo the other one by saying how this was nothing, shows that this was a big deal, because everybody is responding to it. Like right now, if you go on Iranian Twitter, almost every account is basically responding to this convention, because we have finally, the opposition is maturing. We have the systems in place. We have the infrastructure. In place to have a mature, well-developed, ready, with a lot of experts. And I don't know how to. I have the text ready to tell you guys. I have my notes here so that I could read it before. But before I do that, let me just show this another video that Emily. Hey, Berta is here. Thank you, Berta, for the super chat. By the way, guys, memberships and super chats are a really good way to support this channel. And I will be reading whoever becomes a member. I will read their name, and whoever gives a super chat, I will read their super chat. So I see Berta's super chat, but let me actually show you another video. So I saw Emily Emily Schreider, friend of the show, previous guest. She said, inspiring scenes in Munich today. Iran will soon be free. And then this lady, Fazeh Halavi, was saying, probably the most beautiful moment of Munich Convention after years of censorship. Monarchists sing imperial anthem of Iran. Guys, let me actually be clear. This convention was filled with monarchists and non-monarchists, because Reza Pahlavi has a lot of non-monarchist supporters, which includes me. Okay, so a lot of people think that that Reza Pahlavi is a representative of Iranian monarchists. That ain't so. That is not true. He has a lot of support among Iranians who are non-monarchists, and he insists over and over again that we have not decided, we will not decide whether Iran will become a constitutional monarchy or a republic without a monarch. He said many times that we will have a referendum and the Iranian people will decide. And that's why he also has many supporters among Iranians who are non-monarchists. Okay. So it's very important that you know that. And again, when we say monarchists, we're talking about constitutional monarchy. Don't think like Saudi Arabia. Constitutional monarchy is like the UK. It's like Canada. It's like Norway. It's like Sweden. It's like Japan. Okay? It's like Canada. I said Canada twice, I think, right? Anyways, but let me actually show you this scene. So she's saying, after years of censorship, okay, it's how a democratic national cooperation works. Every group should have a freedom of expression. Okay, so let's watch this together. Let's watch this video together. All right, by the way, also Bardo in the chat, she was saying like me. So Bardo, for example, in the chat, she's also a non-monarchist who's a major supporter of Reza Pahlavi. So see, like there are many of us. It's not all monarchists. Okay, some people think that this is the flag that I have behind me. They think this is the flag of the monarchists. It is not. This is not the flag of monarchists. This is the flag of Iran. Please get that right. Okay. The lion and sword flag of Iran is the flag of Iran as a whole. It's the flag of the non-monarchists as well. But let me actually read the super chat that Bardo sent us. Bardo says, Crown Prince Reza Pahlavi's political action conference was truly world-class, executed with unity, precision, and without a single misstep. It echoed the professionalism we often see in CPAC. Oh, wow, that's so interesting. Thank you, Bardo. Thank you for the super chat. And also, we have another super chat from Mahdi Gimon saying, Javid, did I read that right? Saying Javid Shah indeed, which means long live the king. Here's an interesting thing. Even though we keep saying Javid Shah, because Javid Shah is the term that basically filters out all the enemies of Iran. Again, on this channel, I always explain to you, the enemies of Iran are three, okay? The enemies of Iran, we call them, it's all summarized in the chant, Nang bar Sefa said, Mullah Chapul Mujahid, which means curse be upon three corruptions, Mullah, which means the mullahs, Chapul, which means the leftists. Again, not everybody in the left is a leftist, okay? Leftist means Marxists and woke people, okay? Chapul Mujahid. Mujahid is the MEK, right? And so the chant Javid Shah is a filter against all of these people because they hate this chant. So that's why we keep saying Javid Shah. The interesting thing is that Reza Pahlavi himself in this conference, many other times, insisted upon not having any I don't know, laqab. Let me actually have a Persian to English dictionary. I will actually play the video and I will translate what he said in the conference for you guys. And if I can't think of any good English words for what he says, I have a Google Translate right next to me so I could use it. So let's see. Oh yeah, laqab, laqab. He said laqab. Let me see what's the best way for laqab. Title, I think a title. Yeah, laqab would be title. Yes, title. Okay, so let's play this.
من 45 سال هست این کار رو آغاز کردم.
So he's saying I have started this for 45 years. 45 years ago I started this.
آنها با یک هدف بود. بازگشت به حاکمیت مردم.
So all of these years I did this with one goal in mind, to get back to the rule of the people, the rule of the people.
و تعیین حق تعیین سرنوشت ملت ایران.
And the right to determining to your own self-determination, the right to self-determination by the Iranian people, by the nation of Iran, for a democracy by election.
و در اینجا میخوام باز تاکید بکنم که
So he's saying here, I also want to emphasize, okay, this is interesting. Listen.
و با مایه افتخار برای من هست که این همه نسبت به من احساسات دارید و
he says that it's true. By the way, guys, remember that some people try to sell this guy as a dictator, but keep that in mind and listen to this part. Okay, he says that I understand that a lot of you have a lot of respect for me and a lot of strong feelings towards me. I understand that. However, and I appreciate that. I appreciate all the faith that you have in me and all the positive feelings that you have towards me. However,
دانید که برای من بهترین لقب ممکن همون لقب پدری است که به من داده اید.
It's like, however, please understand that the best title that you have given me is the title of a father. Okay, so basically Reza Pahlavi for so long he has signaled, and again his fans still continue to call him king or prince, but he always insists that do not give me any titles unless we have elections. Unless we have like the people of Iran chosen me for something. So basically he says I don't have any titles right now. That's what he's saying, right? Okay, somebody's spamming the chat. Let me ban the spammer. Guys, if you want to basically have comments against us, that is fine. However, if you spam the chat, I might have to either do a timeout or ban you, because then the chat will not become usable by other people. So you would have been able to stay here and spread your bullshit, but if you spam the chat, I would be forced to actually ban you, right? But guys, the people who come here and they're really angry, this shows how influential Reza Pahlavi is, because his enemies are all over social media trying to discredit him, which shows that he's actually a threat to them. What was I saying? Okay, so he's saying so basically he's suggesting that for now, the only title that he likes is father, until the Iranian people have the chance to choose who they want as their representatives. Basically, what he doesn't, he is the opinion that I think, and Bardo, you could correct me if I'm wrong, I think he doesn't like being called king or prince, because he thinks that before elections, before the Iranian people have had the chance to get their voices heard, such titles should not be used. That's what I think. And he's saying, guys, I know you love me. I know you guys have a lot of faith in me. I understand it and I appreciate it. But please, right now, before election, just call me. The only title that I would accept is father. Okay, but again, people still call him king and prince.
افتخار برای من هست که این همه نسبت به من احساسات دارید و اطمینان و باور، اما بدانید که برای من بهترین لقب ممکن همون لقب پدری است که به من داده اید.
By the way, even though people are clapping, they're still going to call him king and prince. And again, it's a freedom of speech. He's just telling his people his preferences.
و برای پدر بودن نیازی به هیچ مقامی ندارم.
Like for me to be a father, I don't need to have any position. Like basically, I think he's saying like I don't need to have a position for me to be like a guiding father for you guys.
و بنابراین بگذارید تا قبل از این که چون الان صندوق رأی نداریم که بخوایم
Like he says, so let's until we have elections, let's not do this because we don't have a ballot box right now to be able to have an election. We could only have elections after the regime is toppled.
انتخابات برگزار بکنیم. دموکراسی خواهان ایران چه جمهوری خواه چه پادشاهی خواه وظیفه دارن که قبل از هر چیز فضای آزادی و انتخابات آزاد رو که اکنون نداریم در ایران به وجود بیاریم.
He's saying both the monarchists and the Republicans, so these are the two groups right now in the opposition, the monarchists and the Republicans. He says that both of these groups, their responsibility, what their duty is right now, is to bring the environment, the situation where we could have the elections. Like instead of fighting over monarchy versus Republican, what we should be doing is just to bring about the situation where we could have elections. Because then the people could decide. Like so, Reza Pahlavi has all this philosophy that the monarchists and Republicans shouldn't be fighting with each other because whatever the Iranian people decide, that's what it should be. So instead of fighting over which one is better, just bring about the toppling of the regime, and don't fight against each other, and then the ballot box will decide which one we will have. That's what he always says.
بنابراین حق رأی همگان محفوظ در زمان خودش. اول کشور رو آزاد خواهیم کرد، اون صندوق رو برقرار خواهیم کرد و آنگاه اجازه خواهیم داد که ملت ایران به مفهوم اخص کلمه سرنوشت آینده خودشون رو به دست خودشون انتخاب بکنن.
So he said, first we will free the country, then we will bring the ballot box, and then we will let the Iranian people determine their own destination in the real sense of the word. Like, yeah, that's what he said. And Barda is clapping. I'm clapping too. Okay. So let me actually tell you what happened because this was huge. Okay. So as I mentioned, the largest opposition gathering since 1979 revolution held in Munich, Germany on July 26, 2025. Its official name was the Convention of National Cooperation to Save Iran. The event was a landmark effort to bring together a wide range of Iranian opposition figures to show unity, create a path forward, and prepare for the Islamic Republic's collapse. So the main driving force behind the event was Crown Prince Reza Pahlavi, the most important figure in the secular democratic opposition. Guys, like let me tell you again, the note that I have in front of me is wrong. The note that I have in front of me, the people who are summarizing the situation in English, let me actually tell you what it says, and I will correct it for you. It says the most prominent figure in the secular monarchist opposition to the Islamic Republic. This is bullshit. It's because again, he is the most prominent opposition figure, period. Not just among monarchists, but also among Republicans also. Nobody comes even close. He's not the leader of the monarchists. This convention is actually the point of this convention. It's very interesting because in the notes talking about the convention that it was trying to demonstrate that we're all together, it's not monarchists versus Republican. Even in that, they're trying to suggest that Reza Pahlavi is a representative of the monarchists, which is not true at all. I mean, in the three principles that he has for who's with us in the opposition against the Islamic Republic, he only has three conditions. Three conditions. And the three conditions, none of them is to be a monarchist. The three conditions are: one, the border integrity of Iran. You have to be on the side of not being a secessionist. You have to be on the side of maintaining the border integrity of Iran as it is right now. Two, you have to believe in a secular democracy. So that's a huge part of the emphasis of this whole movement, is that they want the separation of mosque and state, of religion and the government. And three, the rule of law in accordance to human rights, international human rights, which some of us call that liberalism. That's the third one. Right, Bardo? Bardo in the chat. Those are the three conditions. Those are his red lines. Not being a monarchist. There are many Republicans in his camp. Again, by the way, for people who are new here, when I say Republican, I'm not talking about the American Party in the US, okay? I'm talking about this. In fact, in Iran, like, it's interesting because in the United States, when you see Republican, you think right-leaning. In Iran, when you say Republican, people think left-leaning because they consider the monarchist on average to be more right-leaning and the Republican to be on average more left-leaning. On average, not everyone, okay? So you need to understand the context of Iranian politics, right? So, also regarding left-leaning, Reza Pahlavi mentioned that this whole unity is for both right-leaning people and left-leaning people. So that was very important for him to say, because again, we're not anti-left-leaning people. When we say leftist, we're specifically talking about anti-liberal left-leaning people. We're not talking about liberal left-leaning people. We have liberal right-leaning people and liberal left-leaning people. And then we have illiberal right-leaning people and illiberal left-leaning people. And they actually share a lot in common, which is, like, one of them is being anti-Jewish, right? The illiberal left-leaning people and the illiberal right-leaning people. But again, so the door is open to everybody as long as they accept those three conditions. Those are the red lines. And again, none of the opposition that is part of the three groups that I mentioned to you, like the reformists, which is basically another extension of the mullahs, or the leftists. So the leftists are usually woke people or Marxists, and they don't believe in liberal values because they're anti-liberal themselves. And also, the cessationists, they also don't accept the border integrity of Iran. So all of these three groups are out. But it's only three conditions. This is very small. The conditions are very small. For us to consider you as part of the real opposition, it's only three conditions. It's not very strict. So let me see. So Reza Pahlavi's speech, he said there is now a real opportunity to okay, so in his speech he mentioned a couple points. Okay, he said there is now a real opportunity to dismantle the Iranian regime. He directly addressed Ali Khamenei, declaring a regime is collapsing. He emphasized national unity, territorial integrity, personal freedoms, and separation of religion and state as shared values of all the opposition groups. Oh, we're getting another super chat. Let me actually respond to the super chat. Sean is saying, why do you think authoritarians always go anti-Semite? Because anti-Semitism is the most common, widespread, deep-rooted, ancient hatred in history, and authoritarians require to tap into hatred that is within society as a way to create an enemy, to scare people off, so that because authoritarianism, it usually comes into power with the excuse of requiring more security, and then security at the expense of freedom. Right? Authoritarianism means lack of freedom. The only way that you could convince a society to give up its freedom is to give up their freedom for more security. And security, for you to sell requirement for more security, you need to introduce an enemy. And for you to introduce an enemy, that might not even that doesn't exist. You need to tap into the deep-rooted hatred within a society, and the most common, most ancient, most deep-rooted hatred in a society is hatred for Jews. That was a very good answer. I'm actually impressed with that answer. What the hell, man? That was pretty good. Somebody needs to cut that part out. Wow. Shana, are you impressed as I am with my own answer? I didn't say, somebody saying nothing always existed. I didn't say it always existed. I said it's ancient. I said it's very old. Well said. Okay, yeah. My God, sometimes I'm like, holy shit, Armin, you're so good at this. What the fuck? Yes, I'm saying, yeah, really great for the shirts. Yeah, that was good. Oh, Amir, thank you. Amir saying that was spot on. Yeah, I don't know. I impress myself a lot. I have a habit of impressing myself. Okay, so let's see. Testimonies from families of the victims. Okay, so we had families of protesters killed in Iran's 2019 and 2022. So 2019 and 2022 uprisings, they came and gave emotional speeches. Here's another thing this text is missing. So it wasn't just the families of the protesters killed in 2019 and 2022. It was also the families of protesters in the 1980s were there too, because I don't know if we had a genocide in Iran in the 1980s by the Islamic Republic, and their families were there as well. Oh, by the way, it's interesting because in the 1980s, the Islamic Republic, the people who they were killing in the 1980s and the thousands, they were the MEK. Okay, but please understand that here on this channel, just because they're MEK, because being an MEK is a cult. Okay, but obviously the Islamic Republic mass murdering the members of MEK, we obviously sympathize with the people who are being executed and harmed like that, even if they are idiots that are members of a cult, and they, it doesn't matter. They shouldn't be executed like that. And the MEK is the enemy of Reza Pahlavi. The MEK is the enemy of Reza Pahlavi. However, in this convention, we saw families of the MEK who now support Reza Pahlavi were in the convention and also showed up there to support Reza Pahlavi. So people who are left the MEK and are now against the MEK and lost their loved ones to the Islamic Republic. So guys, obviously our sympathy towards people suffering is not conditional upon them having the right position, right? Even if you have the worst positions in the world, if a government is being brutal to you, it's not fair to you. Like, it's not fair for you to be executed just because you belong to a crazy retarded cult, right? Like, that's not the punishment is not fair, and we will be there to defend you even if you're an idiot, right? So yeah, so the family, so we had the families of the mass executions of the 1980s. Oh, it's not a genocide, because genocide is mass execution is a better way to refer to it, right? Yeah, because they were not an ethnic group or anything. Yeah, so mass execution of the 1980s, their families were there as well, and they basically gave some emotional speeches, and people were really moved. Like, I just did this show on the Persian side, and so many people in our Discord server, on our Persian Discord server, were telling me, like, a couple of people were telling me, and so many other people were reporting this, that they were watching this convention because it went on for hours yesterday, and they said there were so many times that they were watching and crying. It was so emotional watching a lot of these testimonies for the Iranian people, right? Yeah, many of the families of the people who died in these protests, they called Reza Pahlavi their only remaining hope to reclaim Iran. Farah Pahlavi, which is the former queen of Iran, the wife of Mohammad Reza Shah, she gave a message, And surprisingly, Shirin Ebadi, she came out and she gave a message in support of Reza Pahlavi. That was a surprise to us. And also Mehdi Nasiri, that was not a surprise. Mehdi Nasiri gave a video message that was very, I played that on I'm not going to play that for you guys, but I played it on the Persian channel. Let me actually see what you guys are saying. Oh, there are some haters in the chat, which is good. Let them be here, guys. Just respond to them. Just respond to their bullshit if they're coming here and spreading lies. Okay. So let me actually tell you something else that is interesting. Reza Pahlavi also mentioned very close to this convention, right before it, that over 50,000 people inside Iran's military and government have signed up to separate themselves from the regime and cooperate with Reza Pahlavi in bringing down the regime. So for you guys who don't follow the channel, Reza Pahlavi had this, outlet. They created a very secure way for people within the regime to contact Reza Pahlavi's team against the regime. And so far, they have gathered 50,000 people from the Sepah and the Artesh, which is the two arms of the two military units of the Islamic Republic. 50,000 people within the military units of the Islamic Republic have now came and pledged allegiance to Reza Pahlavi and have said that they want to separate from the regime and work with him and his team. Yeah, some people are saying that's an army. Yeah, 50,000, that's a lot. Yeah, FLP, there's a lot of haters in the chat. Yes, I know. They stick to us like bees and honey. Yes. Oh, Samuel is saying the lion and the sun will rise again. Yes. That's cute. That's good. That's beautiful. Yeah, Peter is saying Shirin Ebadi endorsing Pahlavi is interesting. Yeah, we have so many people who we did not expect to come and support Reza Pahlavi. More and more people, like it's becoming quite obvious. Like I've been telling you on this channel that the only real hope for Iran's opposition is Reza Pahlavi. And we had some people here sometimes coming here and disagreeing and saying, what about this? What about that? But over the past couple of years, it's becoming more obvious to everybody that, yeah, it's just basically Reza Pahlavi. That's it. It's Reza Pahlavi. And by the way, I could tell you that Israel used to work with sometimes with the MEK and Israel, and also some cessationists. And Israel has moved away slowly from working with the MEK and cessationists, and Israel has come more in the direction of Reza Pahlavi. And here's an interesting guess, and I have my reasons that I'm not going to get into right now, because it's too much nuance, and it's my guess. Another entity, another government that used to support the cessationists and the MEK was Saudi Arabia. Okay, and I know I can see signs that Saudi Arabia is also reducing support for the MEK and cessationists, and is coming more in the direction of Reza Pahlavi. Yes, Saudi Arabia used the same two levers against the Islamic Republic as Israel sometimes did, which is the MEK and the cessationists. And now, as Israel is moving closer to Reza Pahlavi, Saudi Arabia is also moving closer to Reza Pahlavi, which is quite interesting. I see another super chat that I will respond to. And some signs is Iran International is funded by Saudi Arabia. And Iran International used to give a lot of platform to MEK and cessationists and also communists. And now in the past year or so, we've seen that Iran International do a complete shift, a slow shift towards less MEK, less cessationist, less communist, and more Reza Pahlavi. In fact, this convention the Iran International was invited into this convention and it was fully covered with Iran International. And not just that, even before this, I'm seeing a rise of Arab secular Arab accounts on Twitter or X, whatever, uh, constantly mentioning Reza Pahlavi's name, which is like, and endorsing him, which again, it seems like world. And also in the UK, who was it that met with Reza Pahlavi? Was it Boris? Yeah, it was Boris Johnson. Boris Johnson met with Reza Pahlavi. In the US, more politicians are meeting with Reza Pahlavi. So MEK had a lot of influence with a lot of Republicans, and now they're losing a lot of I think they're losing some of their influence, and more Republicans are talking to Reza Pahlavi. Yes, Boris Johnson also in France, I think they met with Reza Pahlavi, some politicians. So I think the world powers are realizing that Reza Pahlavi is the only main force that you could rely on when it comes, which is good because the cessationists are trying to destroy Iran, and the MEK is an Islamic communist cult. So it's good that the world powers are actually coming behind the patriotic, nationalist, liberal, secular, democratic, pro-Israeli group that is Reza Pahlavi, which is really good that that's happening. Let me actually read the super chat, guys. By the way, if there are any super chats, I will respond to them. It's a really good way to support the channel, and I appreciate it. Thank you. Simon is saying, now if you don't support Pahlavi, you support the regime. Well, I mean, Reza Pahlavi wouldn't word it like that. I see. I mean, I don't. So let me actually be more charitable. You're right, but you might be doing it unknowingly, not intentionally. Okay, but I do think that anybody who is basically anti-Pahlavi is helping the regime. But I'm going to be charitable by saying maybe not intentionally. Okay, so I just want to be. I don't want to be a Sith. I don't want to speak in absolutes. Yeah, okay. So Sith Lord. Okay, and guys, please make sure you like the stream. I appreciate that. Let me see. We got another super chat. So Yuav is saying, how close is to an actual counteraction? How close is it to an actual counteraction? Yuav, can you actually explain what you mean in the chat? I don't understand your question. Can you elaborate? I'm going to try to keep an eye on your elaboration because I don't understand your question. Anyways, let me actually, while we wait for Yuav, let me see, give you some more details. Okay. So the event wasn't just symbolic, it had clear strategic goals to unite the opposition despite differences in ideologies. So monarchists, secular Republicans, liberals, independents. The event established a shared platform, territorial unity of Iran, individual freedoms and equal rights. Basically, this could be labeled as liberalism. And then 3, separation of religion and government. Those are the 3 conditions. Oh, uprising. So let me see. Where's the Yuav just clarified? Oh, okay. So you're saying how close is it to an actual uprising? Okay, that's what you mean. So here's the thing. Anybody who could give you a date to an uprising in response in Iran, anybody who gives you a date, do not trust them. This is what you could trust. This is what I will tell you. We have never been this close to the Islamic Republic being toppled. And we are very lucky for the fact that 2 things are happening at the same time. The Islamic Republic has never been this weak, has never been this close to the edge of collapsing. And the opposition to the Islamic Republic has never been this strong, has never been this united. has never been this mature. So if one of these had happened in Iran, then we might not be this close to the toppling of the regime. Meaning that imagine if the Islamic Republic was weak, but there was no mature united opposition. That would not be ideal. And also imagine if we had a very mature united opposition, but the Islamic Republic was not this weak. And by the way, thank you, Israel, for bringing on for you for helping us bring this much, for causing this much damage to the Islamic Republic. It's a very good time for this to happen. And then a third element, unfortunately, this is an unfortunate situation. The Islamic Republic has brought the pressure on the Iranian people when it regards to air pollution, water outages, electricity outages, rising prices, and so many other things. Low income is getting to the point that even the silent majority cannot tolerate anymore. So all of this together suggests that we are so close to something big happening. Again, if you ask me how close, I don't know how close, but it has never been this close. It has never been this close. The only answer I could give you is closer than ever before. That's all I could tell you. We got another super chat. Let me actually remove the stars from the other super chats. Skyscraper philosopher saying, Norwegian Christian here. Found your channel through Apostle Prophet and David Wood. Hope we can all celebrate together with Iranians in a free Iran in the near future. Wouldn't that be amazing? Wouldn't that be amazing? That would be amazing. I would love that. By the way, there's a lot of Christians in Iran who would love to see the regime topple. Just go ask the Christians in Iran about their conditions under the Pahlavi times compared to now. So if you're Christian, you should look forward to going and giving a visit to the Christian community in Iran and their churches. You could look forward to that. Yeah. By the way, I'm gonna be in Iran doing my atheist, like my activity. I mean, I don't know if I could go into Iran still after the regime falls, because I burned the Quran and I spat on the Quran. So there's still some crazies going to be around there. So I don't know the level of security. But if I do manage to go to Iran one day, as much as I celebrate Christians there being able to enjoy their freedom, I'm gonna go with the atheists. We're gonna basically start our atheist activism in Iran as well. So I'm hoping for a free Iran where the Christian can freely promote his or her religion, and the atheist could also freely argue why that's not why that's bullshit. Both of them have the freedom. I hope for an Iran where a Christian and an atheist could freely argue against each other without fear of an Islamic government coming down on them. How about that? How about that? Oh, let me see. Enric is saying Atheist Republic on Facebook. Many recent posts against Israel. What? Atheist Republic on Facebook. Our Facebook page has been banned. Our Facebook page, because of our anti-Islam posts, we had 2 million followers. So I don't know what you're talking. Atheist Republic on Facebook. Many recent posts against Israel. Such an admin. Somebody. There is no Atheist Republic Facebook page. Did somebody open a page with our name? Somewhat agreeing on a general post calling your Zionism, calling you a Zionism. Atheist Republic on Facebook. Many recent. Okay, if somebody has opened a Facebook page, we have a trademark of Atheist Republic. We need to go shut that down. Oh wait. Oh, you think you try to separate the sentence? Let me see. Okay, regarding Atheist Republic. Oh, okay. So there needs to be a dot there. On Facebook, many recent posts against Israel, such as admin somewhat agreeing on genocide post calling you a Zionist simp. I don't understand that sentence. Let me see if you clarify. Somebody's calling me an Israel agent. You do understand that if that was true, it would be an honor, right? Like that's a compliment. Okay, yes, there is one dot. There's one. Maybe someone else then. Okay, so I read it right. Okay, guys, that page needs to be reported. That's not us. What the hell? Somebody opened an Atheist Republic page on Facebook. Our page has been banned. We need to shut that down. If there's an Atheist Republic page on Facebook posting anti-Israel, that is not us. An Atheist Republic is trademark, so we need to report that shit. Oh, so I'm saying I don't see it. Okay, so somebody email that to me. Here's my email. If you find it, send it to my email. This is my email, armin.navabi@gmail.com. What did I do? Banner. I removed the banner. Let's go to put the banner. All right, let me see. Let me see reactions. Iranian opposition and exiles described it as a historic turning point, widely shared across pro-opposition Persian language media and social media platforms. Many praised it as a serious, organized, non-fragmented alternative to the regime. The Iranian regime responded. State media like Tasnim News dismissed the event as a gathering of 50 irrelevant monarchists, which shows that the regime doesn't seem to know how to count, which wouldn't be surprising. Claimed it was a funeral for the Pahlavi family and tried to mock its relevance, which this defensive reaction showed the regime was rattled. Critics from the left or other opposition factions, some Republican or leftist groups refused to attend. They criticized the dominance of Pahlavi symbols and also monarchist symbols. Guys, listen to this. Some leftist group refused to attend, and then do you see the irony of that? Guys, pay attention to this. They refused to attend, and then they complained that there was a dominance of groups that they did not like. You know how they could have solved that issue? They could have attended. They're like, we're not going. And then once the event is over, they're like, why wasn't people like us over there? Okay. Idiots. By the way, there were Kurdish groups, there were left-wing voices there were Turkish groups, there were LGBT groups. Okay. And again, this is the difference between liberal LGBT and woke LGBT. Right? Internationally, when I want to see the LGBT part of the LGBT that hasn't gone full on crazy, right? Like hasn't gone and is basically advocating for the most bizarre shit. You know how I can tell that this is a sane LGBT movement? When they hold the flag of LGBT and Israel at the same time. Okay, every time I see somebody holds the flag of LGBT and Israel, I like, okay, this is the liberal LGBT. This is not the woke LGBT, right? Also in Iran, if I see somebody is LGBT and also pro Pahlavi, I like, okay, this is, yeah, exactly. Jackie's saying like my profile, exactly, like that. Okay, that's the sane LGBT. Yeah, Muhammad is saying nice method, exactly. Also in Iran, if somebody is pro Pahlavi and also has LGBT flag, I know, okay, this is the sane liberal LGBT. It's not the left woke LGBT. Kind of like the third wave LGBT. We have third wave feminism. I think, should we call it third wave LGBT? Yeah, let's call it third wave LGBT, huh? Because that's what we call the feminists who have gone too far. But yeah, this convention had LGBT people coming in the convention and talking, which is weird for people who calling it a right-wing fascistic gathering. They were LGBT representatives there. Yeah. By the way, guys, if it does, yeah, Amir saying third wave LGBT. Okay, guys, if that picks up, please let it be known that I coined the term. There's so many terms there on media that it started on this channel, and now people don't realize that it started here. So please, guys, you be my witness that we coined it here together. Okay. Third wave LGBT. We did this. Okay. So let's make sure that they give us credit if it ever happens. Yeah, or that. Okay, so let me see what else do I have here. So many Western media covered this event. They covered it positively. Many of the Western media outlets really focused on the 50,000 regime defectors. Called the event a potential milestone in Iran's opposition movement. Guys, this is very important because a lot of global powers, they were against regime change in Iran because they're afraid of what will happen if the regime in Iran collapses, right? And now that two things has happened. First, Israel has shown that the Islamic Republic is a paper tiger. So the cost of doing regime change is lower than many of Western powers assumed. It was Israel who demonstrated that to the world. And now we're also seeing that finally we have a very united, strong, mature, well-developed opposition. So the worries of a power vacuum is now being mitigated and is being lowered by noticing that this exists and the amount of popularity that they have. So this signal to both to the Iranian people that we have this ready, and also to Western power that we have this ready, is going to increase. Just the mere presence, just having this as an option, is going to increase internal pressures on Islamic Republic and external pressures on Islamic Republic as well, because more people in Iran will be less worried about, okay, fine, if we topple the regime, what will come next, because we know what will come next. We have that ready. And also more powers. This is one of the main reasons why Europe is now warming up to becoming more aggressive against the Islamic Republic as well, and why the French and the British are also meeting with Reza Pahlavi, because I think the world is slowly moving to the understanding that we just had enough. Like, let's just get this done. Let's just get it over with, right? And again, it will be thanks to Israel and the Iranian people if this happens. And guys, the Iranian people will owe Israel for many years, for forever, basically. I would admit that, because that's what sparked all of this. So I appreciate all of this. I mean, this convention right now is in response to the 12-day war, demonstrating that the Islamic Republic is at the edge of collapse, and the absolute necessity for having a convention to show to the world that we're ready for the collapse. So this is partly in response to those attacks. Shana saying, if this happens, Turkey becomes the biggest threat. I think if this happens, Pakistan will become the biggest threat. Turkey is just all bark. I think Turkey is too. Turkey might cause some trouble by supporting some questionable groups, but its economy and its politics is too intertwined with allies of Israel, and Israel itself is a trading, like it trades with Israel. So I'm not worried about Turkey as much. I mean, I'm worried about Turkey as a troublemaker, but not as an existential threat. I think the greatest threat after the Islamic Republic falls Islamically is going to be Pakistan. Not Islamically is Russia. So if I'm saying there is always a threat in the Middle East, I think actually not always. During like the there wasn't serious threats in the Middle East during the Pahlavis, and I think if if Pahlavi comes back, Middle East will stop being that much of a problem. And Pakistan is not in the Middle East. But I see your point of LP. I just want to say, yeah, Islamists are always a threat. Yes, but to what degree? Ginga think Turkey was funding ISIS? Turkey funds Muslim Brotherhood mostly. ISIS is a different. It's a different brand of sickness. They're the Muslim Brotherhood type mostly. Yeah, they're mostly in the type on the side of Qatar with the Muslim Brotherhood. Yeah, yes, it's true, FLP. It's very tribal and it's very religious, but without the Islamic Republic supporting them, they're not going to be as much of a threat anymore. There will always be a threat. I mean, with the Islamic Republic falling, I could see a situation where for a decade we have a Shia type ISIS being nuanced in the region, right? The people who were part of the regime will become a terrorist group trying to do, I don't know, attacks here and there. But the good thing is that in that situation, I think Israel and the new Iranian regime will be cooperating with each other into neutralizing that threat. Like that's the one thing I'm excited about. I'm excited about like the terrorist Islamic groups in the Middle East. I'm excited about a situation where Iran is becoming stronger and stronger, and its intelligence units, intelligence operations, is working closely with the Mossad, and they're working with each other and passing information with each other. And also the IDF is working with the Artesh. So Israel's military is working with Iran's military in neutralizing terrorist threats in the region. That's something that I hope I could see one day. Oh, we're getting another super chat from Seymour. Seymour saying, I'm worried about Pakistan and Afghanistan. That's a justified worry. They are going to be a huge headache against secular Iran. Yes. Plus, they have cut Baluch people's water. Yes, the eastern borders of Iran will continue to be a problem. And that's why we need to switch the government fast to a secular democracy so that we have a much more richer, more equipped, a stronger army. And we need an army that is focused on dealing with that threat instead of the fighting Israel. If we had a strong economy so that we could build a powerful army that uses the resources of Iran to actually protect its border integrity instead of fighting Israel, we would be able to deal with this situation a lot better. So, given how big of a threat the eastern borders of Iran are, I think and the Islamic Republic is not capable or willing to deal with it. We need to basically change the government ASAP, because that is a threat to Iran. Oh my God, we got another super chat. Thank you. You always say, what can be a catalyst to speed up the recent developments in Iran into a calculated, successful uprising? More support for Reza Pahlavi, both internally and externally, especially a recognition, official recognition by any country, especially like it would be nice if it's Israel, official recognition of Reza Pahlavi as the representative of the Iranian people in the during the revolutionary period. Obviously, after the revolutionary period, the Iranian people will have election, but given that there is no election right now, any formal recognition by any government of Reza Pahlavi will basically start the signaling of the world being ready to get united into pushing aside the government. And again, if there are people here, if you push your governments and your media to talk about Reza Pahlavi more, that would be an amazing help. Yeah, I think it's time to say I think Israel should recognize. I agree. I hope Israel, because that would be a major political Israel has been very good in causing a lot of military damage, like militarily causing a lot of damage to the Islamic Republic. This would be a huge political hit to the Islamic Republic if the Israel just officially recognizes Reza Pahlavi as the representative of the Iran people. Like that would be a huge, I think, boost. Yeah. And then thank you so much for that question, you have. And then Pedram is saying, with change in Iran, everything will change in the whole region in new alignment. Yes. And exactly, Pedram. And to that point, I think in the same way that the 1979 Islamic Revolution in Iran started a wave of Islamism in the entire region, a secular revolution in Iran will spread an entire wave of secularism in the region. It wouldn't end, just like Islamism didn't stop at the borders of Iran after the 1979 Islamic Revolution. If Iran becomes a secular democracy, I think it will have a positive effect on the entire region. Yeah. Anyways, guys, I bring you the updates here, don't I? Huh? You guys like it? You guys like it? Do you guys see this level of coverage anywhere else? You don't. You don't. That's why you should like the stream. You like how I threatened you? I bring you the good stuff. I bring you the nuance. I bring you the insider information. Guys, for you guys, every time before I go live here on the English channel, I do the same topic live on the Persian channel to my Iranian audience inside Iran. So if I'm saying anything that they are like, no, Armin, this is like, I get some feedback from the chat from the Iranian people before I come here. So I have the topic, I'm ready. I do a practice round with the Iranian people and they correct me on a few things. And then I come here and I do the English version. And because it went already through an Iranian people filter, I'm even more prepared here to give you the good stuff here, huh? You guys like that? Yeah, I do this for you. Amir is saying brilliant. Oh, thank you, Amir. Amir is my number one fan, I think. Thank you. It makes me he gives me a lot of energy. And also FLP and Heavy Gretel and Jewish Samantha. Thank you. Yeah, you guys are awesome. You guys give me a lot of positive. Oh, thank you, Muhammad. You guys give me a lot of energy with all these positive messages. Okay. Thank you, Piotr. Thank you, Seth, everybody here. All right, guys, I'm going to go get ready for my next stream, my fourth stream. Do you guys understand how hardworking I am? I do 4 streams a day. This is my 3rd stream today. I do 2 Persian streams and 2 English streams every day, almost every day, unless something happens, right? So this is my 3rd stream today. And now I'm going to get ready to go do my 4th stream on my personal channel. I'm starting a science tech religion, guys, on my personal channel. It's weird and fun. Okay, I'm starting an AI non-superstitious, completely based on material world religion based on AI. Come see that. This is pretty fun. So come on my personal channel. Let me see what is the name. I'm basically starting a religion based on reality. What is my next stream called on my personal channel? It's gonna be in 1 hour from now, right? Yeah, I think it's in 1 hour. Guys, make sure you like the stream before you go. Yes, this next stream is called AI God, the first religion that makes sense. All right. Yeah. Someone saying Armin laughs like a dolphin. Well, that's not, I like dolphins. I like dolphins. That's good. That's a compliment. Okay, they're cute. I mean, they're actually evil rapists, but on the surface, they're very cute. But thank you for that. And yeah, like the stream. I got another super chat. I will soon read that soon. But before that, make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit the bell notification. It's very important that you hit the bell notification, because if you just subscribe, YouTube will not tell you most of the time that we are live. So you have to hit the bell notification. Let me read Ginga's super chat and then we could go. Ginga, thank you so much. Saying I saw on Iranian on X. There's no spaces here. I saw on X Iranians against Israel because it sold gun in. Okay, I can't see the flags here. I need to look it on my phone because the flags don't show it when you. I saw an Iranians against Israel because it sold weapons to the Iran-Iraq war. Yeah, okay, yeah. So the support for Israel in Iran is obviously rising, but that doesn't mean all Iranians are pro-Israel. So this type of Iranian, it's true that in the Iran-Iraq war, but this actually shows, this is very, very interesting, because this shows how much people hate the Islamic Republic. Because during the Iran-Iraq war, Israel actually supported the Islamic Republic against Saddam with sales of weaponry. Did you guys know that? Did you guys know that? Right? So the Iranian people hate it. So look at that. Like this Iranian people are not hating on Israel because of the 12-day war, because the 12-day war was an attack on the Islamic Republic, right? So they have an issue with Israel because back in the day, in the 1980s, Israel sold weapons to Islamic Republic against Saddam. And like, how dare you support the Islamic Republic in any way? So that you see the hatred for the Islamic Republic. I mean, I don't agree with them, right? I mean, as Israel is just doing whatever it requires to survive. Makes sense. Their number one priority is to at that time, Saddam was a huge threat to Israel, and Israel must do what Israel must do to protect its citizens. So I don't agree with that analysis. But even this hatred shows that the hatred the Iranian people have for the Islamic Republic, because it's not like the rest of the world, like, oh, you're a evil genocidal, look what you're doing to the people in Gaza, or like, oh, we're against you because in the 12-day war you attacked our soil. It's like, how dare you sell any weapons to the Islamic Republic? That shows the deep level, and this is back, like, this is decades ago. This is like 40 years ago. And they're like, we remember 40 years ago you sold weapons to the Islamic Republic. So that's actually very telling. Thank you for sharing that, Ginga. Yeah, but yeah, obviously I disagree. Saddam, I mean, before the Islamic Republic bombed Israel, Saddam bombed Israel. So obviously Israel must do what Israel must do to save its people. I understand the priorities. Okay, guys. Yes. Okay, guys, I'm gonna go getting ready for my personal channel. If you're interested in my personal channel, I'm gonna go live there in about 50 minutes. So search for Armin Navabi on YouTube, and that channel will show up, and you could listen to my dolphin laughs on my personal channel. Again, if you miss my dolphin like laughs, you'll have it. Okay, again in 50 minutes. All right, guys. Thank you, guys. So I'm Israel Chai, Javid Shah. Mwah. See you guys. Bye.